What is going on, everyone? My name is Under the Radar, and as you can see, this is the team builder for NPCC Week 1. I saw King Nappy use this layout, and I really freaking liked it, so I'm going to try it. If people don't like it, just let me know, but I don't really give a shit. I enjoy it. I like it in this format. You can see me, my expressions, and you can see everything on that side, not that side. Kelly, gotta learn. Left is right, right is wrong. Yes. So, my opponent's team is the Silver Spring Scissors, and that team is kind of sort of scary. He has a Feraligatr, Mecha Scizor, Hitmontop, Chansey, a Honchkrow, Keldeo, Alakazam, Espeon. I feel like I'm forgetting one main thing. Spiritomb is on that team, Snorlax, Volcarona, and Dragonite. This team is kind of sort of weird because it's a lot of setup sweepers. He doesn't really have a whole lot of bulk. He has a lot of really frail mons, actually. Like, Feraligatr is really frail on the special side. Mega Scizor has a 4 times weakness. That is stupid obvious. Chansey is Heart Eyes. Heart Eyes for Chansey. Honchkrow is stupid frail, Keldeo is frail, Alakazam, Espeon are all frail. Dragonite has a 4 times weakness as well, and so does Volcarona, so that none of them want to come in really on rocks, which is perfect. Volcarona and Dragonite specifically do not want to come in on rocks, which is something that I want to take advantage of. So, this week, I decided to go with a very strange set for the first Pokemon I wanted. I knew I wanted Victini, and I knew I wanted a Colbur Victini, or a substitute Victini. What this is for, I have 100 speed EVs. 146 allows me to outspeed Jolly Dragonite. That's what it is. 100 speed EVs allows me to outspeed Jolly Dragonite no matter what, so if he's Jolly Choice banded into Outrage, I will outspeed him and I can go for a Glaciate, and if he has his multi-scale broken already, which more than likely he will, I'm not going to let him do anything without breaking that fucking scale because that thing is scary. I can kill it with a Glaciate, which is amazing. I don't have any special attack investment, but I don't need any. It's 4 times super effective, and this also lowers his speed, so if he is like Choice Scarfed, I now outspeed him. So I also wanted U-Turn. I wanted a little bit of Volt-Turn core on this because his team, if I can get initiative on it, it's actually really scary for him to try to take it down because he can't. Like, I have things that just destroy what little bit of a wall core he has in Hitmontop and Chansey. I'm not carrying Psychic Stab for Hitmontop because I don't need to. It dies to, like, at -1, a V-Create still does, I believe, like 48% minimum. That's how strong V-Create is. Colbur and Substitute. Now, that's very weird. As you know, I don't run Substitute. I ran it once, and I got 6-0'd when I ran it. I don't run Berries. Here's why. Hear me out. So, my ideal team that he's going to be bringing. Chansey for Manaphy. That's one of his few answers to Manaphy. I fully expect him to bring it. Hold on one second, guys. Sorry about that. I got a weird text that I had to look at. So I fully expect Chansey. Chansey has to come for Manaphy. I really think Honchkrow is going to come because he's going to think that to take out a Choice Scarf Victini, his best option is to run Sucker Punch on Honchkrow, which it is. I also kind of expect Alakazam or Espeon, not both, one or the other, because I do have a Mega Sableye, but he might bring both since he doesn't have a Fairy type, nor does he have a reliable way to take on Mega Sableye easily, so he might bring both. I don't really think he will, though. Spiritomb might come. I don't see Snorlax coming. I kind of sort of see Volcarona coming, and or Dragonite. I kind of see Mega Scizor coming. Like, there's a lot he could bring, but ideally, the one thing he's going to have to stop Victini from running rampant all over his team is going to be Honchkrow. So, one thing I want to do is, if he thinks I'm Scarfed, I want to set up a substitute. If I can set up a substitute, and he goes for Pursuit, it does not break my substitute with 78 HP EVs and 78 defense EVs. It does not break it with the Colbur. That also means if he goes for Sucker Punch as I substitute, he doesn't break it. He's forced to go for Brave Bird as I V-Create and kill him. This then means I can live a knockoff from Mega Scizor depending on his investment, depending on all sorts of stuff, as if I stay in, if I have the defense drops from B-Create, things of that nature. So Colberberry can work for two main things that I really want it to, and that's very important for this match. If I have the Colberberry intact, Honchkrow cannot revenge my Victini, and V-Create and Glaciate do a lot to his team. Hurts Spiritomb, hurts Dragonite, Espeon and Alakazam do not like U-Turn, Keldeo, it hurts me, but I can live a Scald from full if I have to. If this plan does not work, I can still live a Scald and U-Turn on it. Mega Scizor, V-Create, and Feraligatr is going to be fearing the Bolt Strike, so I don't think he'll stay unless he has Aqua Jet, which is easy to scout for with my team. So Victini is very key. I need to keep Victini's Colberberry intact or substitute. So the next thing I knew I actually wanted on this team was my Sableye. Now, this Sableye set is kind of sort of standard. I toyed around with it a lot. I knew I wanted especially defensive Sableye, so I could take on his Alakazam and Espeon easily. With Shadow Sneak, or with... Okay. This is actually the incorrect set. I've had to change this set 3 times because Showdown just hates me for some reason. Will-O-Wisp is there obviously for Mega Scizor, for Feraligatr, Honchkrow, Snorlax if I need to, Dragonite if I have to. There's a lot that Will-O-Wisp can do. But as I was saying before I had to cut because my dogs had to come downstairs for bed and shit, this thing is very important. Will-O-Wisping the Mega Scizor will be awesome. Being able to knock off Chansey's Violet will be really cool, even though it's not really my plan to take down Chansey. I have other things to take down Chansey, which is really nice. Knockoff and Shadow Sneak also do a lot to him. The fact that I can knock off things like Alakazam, Espeon, Snorlax, Volcarona, and Dragonite and make them a little bit less powerful. I can Shadow Sneak them. I can wear them down. Alakazam and Espeon both die to knock off plus Shadow Sneak, so if they stay in and go for a Dazzling Gleam against me like they're going to kill me or some shit because I'm especially defensive, they won't. Even if they're Life Orb or Choice Specs, they won't. They die to knock off plus Shadow Sneak, so it's really awesome. But Will-O-Wisping his team just kind of sort of hurts him in general. This also prevents him from getting up rocks with his Chansey, and I'm pretty sure that's his only rock setter. Like, unless I forget something, I'm pretty sure Chansey is his only way to set up rocks, which is insane. And if he tries to set up rocks against me with Chansey, they're gonna get bounced right the fuck back because I'm not gonna have that shit up. As you can see, I'm not bringing a Spinner or a Defogger on this team, but that's just because one rocker, people. So after this, I knew that his Alakazam and or Espeon would not be a massive problem because they're outsped by a lot of my team. I wanted a way to sweep him. It's the truth. And in the GBA, a good buddy of mine, Nick, Super Blah, Pooper Blah, the guy who is amazing with Manaphy, so is Monotui. Damn, they're both so freaking good with Manaphy that I had to take a page from their book, and I had to go with Sub Tail Glow Manaphy. Now, the 228 HP EVs gives me 204 in HP. I did not realize this. Okay, I know this is going to make me sound like a noob and whatnot, but I don't use Substitute. Keep that in mind. So I wanted to have 51 HP Substitute so a Chansey Seismic Toss could not kill me. What that meant is that if I could... Why does it have Hidden Power Water IVs? Like... te fuck? Okay. So, what this allows me to do, this allows me to sub up on Chansey and Tail Glow to my heart's content. Because if I Substitute, as he tries to Toxic me, which I think is what he's going to aim to do, because 1v1, he could technically stall me out with Seismic Toss and Soft Boiled and whatnot. But if I sub up as he goes for a status, goes for rocks, goes for basically anything, I'm behind a sub. I'm guaranteed +3 without him breaking my sub. What that means is that next turn, when he breaks my sub, I can go for a second Tail Glow. I'm going to be at +6. I can sub up after that, and I'm at +6 behind a sub, and I 2-hit KO Chansey. Did anybody just hear what I said? I 2-hit KO Chansey with a special move. That's Scald. That's not including Burn. Nothing. It does like 60%. I'm going to double check the calc real quick, but I'm like 98% positive. Manaphy, Tail Glow, 50, No Rain, +6 versus a Chansey. It does 54 to 63% if he's like max special defense, max defense. If he is max HP, max defense, which I think he will be, it does 61. It does 41 to 48. So with the burn, I 2-hit KOs. Then it's just a matter of playing around burn chances and stuff like that. So I wanted to run the Calm Mind Rest Scald set with Rain Dance, which is what I got 6-0'd by, which it really does work this match. It really does. However, I wanted to sweep him. Like, I wanted to sweep him with the offensive presence. The 28 speed, that actually allows me to outspeed, I believe it's Adamant Honchcrow. Let me double check that. I'm pretty sure it's Honchcrow. I think it might even be Jolly Honchcrow. Yeah, it's Jolly Honchcrow that outspeeds. So if he's like if he's going for Brave Birds or some shit, this outspeeds it, and I can go for Scald and Ice Beam. Ice Beam is also there for Dragonite. At +6, I straight up OHKO everything on his team aside from Snorlax, but Snorlax I 2-hit KO, not including the burn. Like, and Keldeo, it's a switch into Scald that's not a switch into Scald, so it's fine. This set just absolutely destroys his life. Along with leftovers, it can kind of sort of sustain my sweeping potential. So I really like Manaphy's matchup in this match, and every match for that match. Manaphy is just amazing. Manaphy's the fucking tits. I love Manaphy. But after this, I was a little worried about Choice Bandit or Dragon Dancing Dragonite, so I wanted something that was defensive that could take it on that wasn't Sableye, and that's Cobalion, actually, believe it or not. Defensive Cobalion takes it on decently well. Wait, why does it have a Choice Grab? It should have leftovers. That's really weird. Stealth Rock, Volt Switch, Thunder Wave, Close Combat, very standard. Stealth Rock's because he has a Rapid Spinner and a Magic Bouncer. The Magic Bouncers are easy come-ins to Cobalion, but that means that I can Volt Switch on them, and that chips them down very easily. Okay, but like I said, I can Volt Switch on Espeon, and Hitmontop, while yeah, it can come in on me, it doesn't appreciate close combats, it doesn't want to be paralyzed, it doesn't appreciate Volt Switches, then I can go into something like Victini and scare it out, and then I gain a lot of momentum. So this thing in general is just awesome. If he doesn't bring a Magic Bouncer, you can bet your ass I'm going to be getting up Stealth Rocks as soon as possible for Volcarona and Dragonite. If he doesn't bring Hitmontop because he's scared of Mega Sableye, even freaking better, dude. Because that means that his Magic Bouncers and his Spinner both don't like Mega Sableye. So that means Rock's going to be pretty important in this match for me. But I really like this. I like close... Also, the 12 Speedy Vs are 130. If he goes to outspeed like a no speed Cobalion, like say he predicts a defensive Cobalion, the 12 speed allows me to outspeed anything that he speed creep to that. Also, this guarantees that I outspeed Adamant Honchcrow, who brings Adamant, so that's really good for me. Close combat, completely uninvested, still 2-hit KOs Chansey. That's why I'm not worried about knocking off its Eviolite if I have to. I'm more worried about knocking off Alakazam and Espeon. So that's really cool. But this thing is mainly there to just take on stuff because it's awesome. So after this, I wanted something that could slow down his team for Victini, since I'm not running a speedy Victini, as you can see with only 100 speedy Vs. My Manaphy is not very fast, my Cobalion is not fast, so I wanted something that could Prankster paralyze everything, and as you guys know, that is Thundurus. Prankster Thundurus, I'm running max speed because 111 speed, he has a base 110 in Espeon, and I want to be able to outspeed that and go for a knockoff and do a lot of damage, or Volt Switch and do a lot of damage. Thunder Wave is also there for Dragonite if it starts to sit up, or Volcarona if it starts to Quiver Dance and I can't stop it. It really helps me for, like, if I want to bring my final Mon in on it and I can kill it with a Rock Slide. Spoiler alert. Thunderbolt just does a lot to his team, does a lot to Feraligatr, Mega Scizor, and I wanted to bring Superpower, but Superpower on Thundurus this week is extremely obvious because Knockoff is extremely obvious on it this week. I have a lot of Knockoff support, which I really like. Anyway, If I scare Chansey into coming, like, he doesn't have switch-ins to special attackers. Like, that's one thing that just blows my mind. He has Chansey, but Chansey isn't a switch into special attackers because a lot of special attackers have Volt Switch or U-Turn or some shit like that to be mixed, and then you can go to a physical attacker and scare it out, and you gain a lot of momentum. That's why whenever I use Chansey, I like to have it paired with something like a Sylveon, a Vaporeon, and maybe another bulk like Cresselia. That's the way I like to do it. So that way I can switch into fighting attacks and switch into a bunch of other stuff like knockoff with Sylveon and Vaporeon and things like that. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. This thing just puts in a lot of work on his team. Like, it really does. It outspeeds Keldeo because Keldeo's base 108, and I can just nuke it with a Thunderbolt. It forces him to bring a Choice Scarf Keldeo, which is easier for me to deal with because Manaphy deals with Keldeo amazingly. I wanted to bring Fizdef Manaphy for Keldeo because it just completely walls it, but it's not really worth it. But this is the Thundurus. It's mainly there to take care of Dragonite if it gets scary, take care of Volcarona if it gets scary, slow down maybe Alakazam and Keldeo. Aside from that, it doesn't really have much of a job aside from Volt Switch gaining me momentum because it does that very well. And maybe to drop in this final Pokemon for free because it absolutely rapes his entire team, and that is Scolipede. The only problem with Scolipede is that it has 4 move syndrome, which I dislike immensely. I hate 4 move syndrome, and it seems like a lot of my team has it. But I was bouncing back and forth between whether I wanted Kyurem Black, but if I wanted to bring Kyurem Black, I had to bring it Scarfed, because as you can tell by his team does not really care about base 90s and 95s. Like, it has Volcarona, which is 100, Dragonite, which is 80, so he has nothing base 90, Espeon, Alakazam, Keldeo are all above base 100, and then he has Feraligatr, which I think is like base 80. Like, he has no base 90s, so base 95s are kind of sort of, you know, I don't really like their matchups. They outspeed a lot, but they don't outspeed what I want them to Oko stuff, so I'm having to bring Protect Swords Dance Scolipede with a Life Orb. This thing puts in a lot of work on his team because it scares out a lot, especially considering the fact that a lot of people just are going to be like, oh, he's going to go for Protect first turn, I get to go into my counter. No, bitch. I can fucking Swords Dance. Like, that's why it frustrates me when people are like, oh my god, Scolipede's so underwhelming. Everybody expects Protect first turn because they want the speed. I'm ballsy as fuck, dude. Like, if I have to, I will go for a Swords Dance instead of a Protect. Unless I'm in against an Espeon that's Life Orb, then you can bet your ass I'm going to go for Protect to outspeed it. But aside from that, I don't need to. Rock Slide for Volcarona and Dragonite. I can't touch Mega Scizor. At +2, I could 2 KO with Earthquake. The only problem is if I brought X Scissor and Earthquake, I couldn't touch Dragonite. And then that also means that I couldn't hit Volcarona for super effective damage, and I didn't like that. Because while Mega Scizor is a problem, it's not the biggest problem in the world because I have Manaphy that can Scald it, I have V-Creating Victini, I have Will-O-Wisp Sableye, and I have Thundurus, which has Thunderbolt, which just nukes it. So I decided that Rock Slide was more important, but if I set up a Swords Dance, it's basically, I don't want to say it's a good game, because this thing can get worn down very easily and then killed by a Sucker Punch from Honchkrow, but I'm going to be taking at least 2 things with this, so if he sees that I set up a Swords Dance, I hope he's scared. I plan to sweep him with something like Scolipede or Manaphy, chip him down a little bit, and then sweep. So that's what I'm hoping to do. I think I have a great team matchup. I think this team is very, very effective against him. I don't think he'll be expecting it, honestly. Also, again, max speed. Base 112, he has a 110. Like, what am I going to do? Go like this? What do I gain from that? Going like this? No, that's pointless. That's not worth it. Just go 252 and I'm good to go. So this is the team I'll be bringing in week 1. I'm really excited to use this team. I battle him Saturday. It is currently Thursday. Oh man, I'm excited. I'm really excited for this match. Do I think he has a good team matchup? Yeah. Do I think he can beat me with his team? Yeah. Do I think that I have a bad team matchup? Not at all. I could bring other things. I could bring other things like Kyurem Black and Shaman to do a little bit of work, but I'm really scared of Honchkrow, Volcarona, and Dragonite. That's what scared me out of bringing Shaman. But that's the team. Let me know what you guys think. If you could, I'd be really appreciative. Let me know in the comment section below. I hope you guys have an absolutely fantastic day, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!